you could say, and it's now 2025, getting close to 2026, there have been a lot of things said about these dates, and you can feel the shift when you're a little bit aware of it. But it will confuse you as well because it's not clear where we are going. And I think that a lot of people still need to make a choice where they want to go and why. The shift is also happening in the earth. So the earth crust is moving. The inner earth is changing its identity. The layers between the surface of the earth and the inner earth are moving and changing their function as well. If you ask me who I am, I don't know. It's still, it's an ongoing adventure. My name is Mirjam Janse, and I'm a transformational coach, and I assist people in diving a little bit deeper in their unique story in life and find out what really makes them tick. What is their soul wanting to experience in this life on Earth? And it's fascinating to work with my gift because I'm a clair everything, clairaudient, sentient, cognizant, and there's one more audience. No, one more. And I just couldn't resist working with it because I felt like if I have these gifts, I want to be of service to people that need help in understanding themselves. So that's where I went for. And it also makes me travel a lot, which I like, because I also like to do workshops and webinars and lectures. And I just gave a lecture here in England, where I am right now, last week at the Mysterious Earth Conference. And it was beautiful because, like you aim for, Evelyn, with your channel, is also to reach people that are looking for a connection with like-hearted people. I don't say it like-minded people, but I say like-hearted people, because it's not what the mind says, it's what the heart says. And that happens at a conference like that. Really nice. And the funny thing is that I was talking about something. I thought, okay, can I do that? Can I talk about my tuning in, like I tune into people, I tune into ancient sites as well. So I talk to the stones and the trees, and because they have a lot of stories to tell as well. And there were a lot of people in the audience who said, but I have the same experience. I know, I have ideas about that. Can I share it? And that was beautiful because I think it's very important to, well, create communities as we do by doing this kind of work, and also by doing this interview and having a channel on YouTube, and you're there, you're out in the open, and that's very important. With your kind of work, and I'm now talking about the work that Evelyn is doing, that I'm doing, that some of my friends are doing as well, is say, listen, there is more to know and to share. Please feel welcomed and do so, because it will empower you to share your story. How about that? Working with people, like in sessions, it's very interesting because I hear about experiences they have that really broaden my horizon as well, and allowing their guides kind of connect with my guides makes it possible to pick up information on the travel of the soul and the intent of the soul, and why are we doing what we are doing. And the funny thing is, I think indeed that we are in a huge shift right now on every level. So you could say, and it's now 2025, getting close to 2026, there have been a lot of things said about these dates, and you can feel the shift when you're a little bit aware of it. But it will confuse you as well because it's not clear where we are going. And I think that a lot of people still need to make a choice where they want to go and why. So knowing yourself well is a very good start, and knowing that there are so many more possibilities than you have been told is another one. Uh, the beautiful thing is, I just had a session last week with someone, and I thought, this is weird. You know, sometimes I tune in, where's did life start? I look at their ancestor line. I look sometimes into the future, what is going to happen to these people. But there's one thing, that's cosmic law. You cannot predict the future. You cannot share what you pick up about the future. Why? Because we need to live in the now and not with a fixed idea of what the future is going to be. But I can tell you something about the shift we are in right now, because it will have its effect on the future. And getting back to this session I was doing with a man, and I said, wait a minute, this is weird. You are doing about 3 lives at the same time. And funny enough, you know, I say something like that because that's what I see, that's what I feel. I ask for a confirmation from my higher self and my guides, and they say, yeah, this is the case. So um, I then dare to say it to someone, because it's not the ordinary. If you tell someone, hey, you're living at least 3 lives at the same time, do you know that? Like parallel lives. You can die in one life and not in the other, which is like a strange idea. But he said, now it makes sense. And it turned out that for him, it was a beautiful concept because it helped him to understand some of the confusion he was experiencing in life. And um, you have this beautiful channel on near-death experiences. And I think the people who experienced it have a special role in life, because they also have a role towards the people that they live with, their dear ones, their community, because they are the pioneers in relativating the value of one life and connect with other lifetimes as well. And to me, it was almost all the, let's say, old souls. And it's a bit a funny statement, because we are all old souls. We all have had many, many, many lives. But the old souls that really want to use their knowledge from the lives they lived in this lifetime often have near-death experiences. And almost all of them have like 4 or 5 times an experience in life where they say, oh, I'm glad I survived that. To me, it happened several times as well. And it's a shock. And I've not been like clinically dead, or which doesn't exist, by the way. But anyway, I to the other side, but back really fast. So I didn't stay on the other side of the veil. But I know the experience, and it kind of helped me to accept all the difficulties in this life and say, okay, well, you know, it can happen. I can go, and I can also come back in another form, in another body, and it will be okay as well. But because I came back in the body of Mirjam Janse, I think, wait a minute, then I have to do something with the knowledge and experience I collected in this lifetime. So, okay, I'll go for it. But it's it it's nice to have had those experiences, and then indeed several times, because you take it easier. There's more humor in life. It's like, okay, it can go within a split second. You can pop, not be here anymore. So instantly you're back. Hey, um, that's a present. That's a present of the cosmos, that you're thrown back into this life, that gives you an opportunity to work with your gifts. And all the old souls that I met have gifts that they work with, or have to learn to work with. And that's, to me, um, very important that they do, because that has a value for everyone they work with or live with. It certainly is very chaotic for a lot of people, for me too. It's um, and why? It's almost like there's a huge reset going on for a lot of people. And for some, the reset, let's say you have this human body, but you have all the layers in that body, you have all your chakras, and we're developing, we're opening more chakras, so there's more awareness, we're getting more gifts. But there's a reset going on in every layer of our energy body. It means that wherever you still got some garbage that needs to be taken out, it will address that. And for some people, it's a physical issue. For some, it's an emotional issue. For some, it's like, okay, what's my task in life? It will occur that there will be shifts in there. It can be also a mental shift. And some people just get ill, or they die because they don't want to have the experience of this reset. Happens as well. But most of us are now shifting in a way that is kind of unpredictable, because it depends very much on the uniqueness of the person. But when you allow yourself to let the body and the energy around your body, and that's you as well, that's your energy body, it's your space, to go through the shift by itself. And when you trust the process, you will get the information you need about who you are going to be. And I'm talking about synchronicities that happen, dreams, people that appear, books you read, certainly, nope, suddenly a new interest, or you notice, hey, how do I know that? Hey, does that mean I'm a claircognizant? Well, maybe you are. Maybe that is what you're developing. And when everyone who is interested in creating a new and more, let's say, social, empathic, I wouldn't say a new world, because I think this world, we have had worlds in which this was the case. But we have to transcend into a new state of being to be able to live this life on earth in a harmonious way. That's absolutely true. The shift is also happening in the earth. So the earth crust is moving. The inner earth is changing its identity. The layers between the surface of the earth and the inner earth are moving and changing their function as well. So where there were like power places where the energy was really high, that's shifting as well. And I talk about that in my videos on YouTube. There are huge changes happening. The pole shift, of course, is a big one as well. And do count on it having an effect on your energy body. Like today, last night, there was so much going on. Solar flares and the full moon coming up. Yay, it has a huge effect on our ability to cope with all the changes that we experience in our body and in our life. So yeah, but if we resent it, if we say, I want to stick to my old life, you might not stay in touch with the new reality. And I'm very much in for a new reality and working with people that are able to sense, feel, use their gifts also to the benefit of others, and create a new sense of community, because that's what we lost big time. And there are beings that are absolutely not interested in our well-being, so we have to face that too. So I think right now the reset really invites you to be adventurous and courageous and say, okay, whatever comes my way, I'm open to it. Count me in. I want to know more about our life force, my inner spark, my soul, and why I embodied exactly that soul and that story. That's where we're going. You ask me if I see a shift in energy and in awareness. Yes, all the time, with every client that I work with. I mean, it's some come in and they walk in a or in a Zoom. It works as well. They come in and they're just covered in shadows, and they go out and they're shining. They're like a tree of light. So yes, of course, the shift is happening every day, every moment, every client that I talk to is going to shift, and I'm really happy to be able to say that it's a privilege to witness the change in the lives of people because they are healing their inner wounds. They are facing like secrets, pains, sadness, and all kinds of stuff that kept them blocked in their flow of energy. And they walk out. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 sessions, but they walk out and there they are. They glow a new energy. And that really prepares them to face anything that they encounter after that. And I'm not doing that. I have great help from the cosmos, my healers, my guides. It's divine, and I allow that energy to work with my clients and heal, and they are inspired by the awareness of this all. Um, I think my sense of humor helps a little bit once in a while. So like but it's an experience. It's an experience. I'm not, if you go to a psychiatrist, you need to talk and talk and talk. And then sometimes there's no energy exchange, or very little. And I'm very happy that I'm allowed to work with energies, even distant, that can solve blocks, release karma, if you say so, uh, get rid of some cords, some spirits that are bothering you, entities that are nasty, and get some insights in who you are. So that's beautiful. And yes, I I don't believe anything. I see the awareness growing in a lot of people, and they connect in a different way, and that's happening as well right now. So I can say to everyone who's feeling down or depressed or sad or still refuses to grieve the bad things, the shadows, the suppression that happened over the last few years, please embrace yourself, your powers, your uniqueness, and stay healthy. Take, take moments of rest and silence in, and trust your gut feeling, because you are going to make the difference. I'm preparing a video with 10 points that you have to pay attention to be able to work to align. And there are things that are quite obvious, and a lot of people just forget how important it is to be silent once in a while. Sit. You don't even have to meditate, but just allow the change to take place within your energy body without you urging it to move faster. And uh, being outdoors, being in nature is a very, very important thing as well. Because when you are out in nature, you connect with the unity of everything more easily. And that will help you align with this reset as well. Um, Listening to music, funny enough, is a good one. So if you feel like you're a little bit on edge and think, oh, I don't like this day, I want to, do today differently. I want to experience a nice day instead of all this stress. That kind of thing. Start humming. You say, yeah, just hum. Because when you hum and you make your, your fifth chakra, your throat, vibrates. It vibrates immediately in your second chakra as well, which is your a point of self-awareness, and your that ability to ground and grows. And it also connects to higher chakras that say, okay, this lady or this man wants to open up to some new information. Because we hear him or her hum, it will help you go for it. And you will feel the support as well. There are ways to, it's mainly, so good you're editing this. The getting to know yourself well is very important. And then uh, be honest to yourself about what you really want and what you sense, and be open to other people. And don't take all the negative shit in all the time. Because there is so much out there that wants to keep us down. There's so much news, so much on the internet, and I mean, we're a positive channel, right? So keeping that a bit away from you is a good thing too. Don't spend all your time on your mobile phone. Try to leave your mobile phone behind once in a while. I don't know how it is in where you live, but I live mostly in France, England, the Netherlands, and everyone has his mobile phone all the time nearby, and that's a really strange experience to leave it and say, okay, I'm not gonna uh, keep an eye on my phone all day long. I'm gonna keep an eye on my inner self for a bit. Uh, Eat healthy, have a little bit of, let's say, regular life, but all of that is also very obvious, you know. Um, and it's mainly, yeah, and listen to some inspiring music or poetry, or read an inspiring text, or watch an inspiring video. That's taking yourself serious. And allowing yourself to be confused is a huge one as well, because it will be confusing, but it will be solved as well. So you don't have to force the solution. Be patient and uh, pay attention, be alert, set your boundaries, stand your ground, and really say, okay, but I'm the most important one here. That will help you align to the new you. How about that? Lies the opening? Where does the door open to self-knowledge? It's a lot of, digging the mud away, and realizing your programming. And it is really daring to look in your ancestral lines, as well as how have you been brought up, in which religion, what did your government say, what are the pains that still linger in your timelines. That kind of stuff is very important to liberate the new you in you. And I know, because we don't know exactly who will be watching this video or where they live, so the background will be very different for people. Whether you live in the eastern part of the world, or west, or north or south, it has a huge influence on how you think about yourself. So a deep look into what made you think the way you think. It made you even feel the way you feel. Getting to know the roots of your, let's say, disadvantages, disasters, illnesses, everything is a very important thing too, because that will give you an, let's say, that's the ticket towards the party that you want to go to, celebrating who you are as a unique being. And a lot of people that I work with are sometimes caught and imprisoned by a certain pattern of thoughts, or by the obligations that they said yes to, or by the expectations of their tribe or their family or their job, that makes them feel, I'm not free, I'm not allowed to be who I am. But right now, to me, it feels like very important that you do understand that you knowing yourself well is highly important, because that will empower you and stand against the powers that want to take you to be less individual. And to me, it's you need to be that unique you, traveling to time, traveling to space, having this divine connection as this unique being of part of a unity. And if you sense that, if you can feel that, this is what we're learning now, to be a unique person and at the same time feel connected with all on earth, everything in this universe. And that's a huge challenge, but also a great adventure. And when you do that, then you have an easier time deciding whether you want to stay in the job you have, or whether you want to stay in the relationship you have, or what you want to tell your children, or how you want to work with the earth, or what you want to eat, or what you expect from your government, and so on. So it's challenging because there's so much on our plate right now. It's not like next day. No, it's not an easy going right now. We have, especially if you're sensitive to the changes we're going through, yes, it's a challenging time. If you celebrate that, that's absolutely choose to celebrate it, and don't be afraid. So, and that's another point. Look at your fears. Look at why you feel you fear certain things, because fear to me, I'm going like I'm touching about on a lot of things here right now, which are important to me. But if you want to have like a more expanded talk about it, go to my YouTube channel and have a look, because there are more than 400 videos there now. Where did I get that from? Um, but look at your fears and